Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today, we are doing something a tad wee bit different than normal. I am doing a story time video. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I wanted to, and also I have a pretty interesting story to share with you all for those who don't know. So, with that, let's cue up the jazz. So, it takes place in the summer of 2019. Me and my friends are up at my buddy Tyler's place. I'd say there's I think there's 8 or 9 of us. I'm gonna say, or maybe 7. And so it's around 2 a.m. one night, and we're all just hanging out in my friend's living room. And my buddy Cole goes, "Hey, I want some McDonald's hotcakes." And I immediately jump on the idea like, bro, 100% I want hotcakes too. So I was like, no, there's no point in going on. It's closed, trust me. And Cole's like, I don't believe you. I'm gonna go check anyways. And so we're like, oh, okay. So we all just chill back there. And then Cole goes and rides a skateboard down to McDonald's. And then we're chilling there for about 10 minutes. And then Tyler gets a call from Cole, and Cole just basically tells him, bro, I just wiped out, I ate shit, can you come and help me and come, like, you know, I think I may have a concussion or some shit. And we're like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, sure, man, I'm coming. And so we're discussing, like, what should we do? Should just Tyler go? Should some of us go? Should all of us go? And then I was like, well, I want to know if Cole's alright. But at the same time, I want to know if McDonald's is open. But mainly if Cole's alright. So we go, except one of us. Because one of our friends, his phone had like a tracking system. His mom could see. So he stayed back. So the rest of us go. And we meet up with Cole, which is right around the corner. Tyler lives like right beside McDonald's. Like it's literally right around the corner. So we meet up with Cole. And he was a little dizzy, but he was alright. And McDonald's is closed, unfortunately. So we're like, okay, let's just all go to Tim's and go hang out and get something there. So we all walk to Tim's and we walk in, you know, we're just shooting the shit. Everyone's having their respective beverages, smoothies, frozen lemonades, hot chocolates, whatever. And then Tyler's like, hey, you know, it'd be a great idea. I'm in the mood for some s'mores tonight. And we're like, I'm fucking down. We're all fucking down. And so we go over to the store. I'm not gonna say which store directly because I don't know if I should. I don't want the corporate executives of the store coming to track me down and wipe me off the face of the planet. So I'm just gonna say the grocery store. So we walk over to the grocery store to go get some marshmallows. And at this point, I should probably mention that we split up into 2 different groups. So ahead, we have Tyler, Cole, and Jacob, who are all on skateboards, so they're much faster. And behind, there's me, my buddy Daniel, my buddy Devin, and my buddy Steven. And we're all, you know, just laughing, having a good time doing, you know, 2 a.m. walking around town stuff. And so, you know, we walk up to the parking lot, and I see that there's a shopping cart just left out in the parking lot, and I say, I'm a good Samaritan, and I go and try and get the cart and put it back with the others in that little hut thing. And Devin's like, no, I will stop you. You know, we're just fucking around having a good time. And so we start wrestling with the cart, and suddenly I see Cole come running around from the left side of the store. So I'm gonna try and picture this as well as I can. So you have the store, and then on the left side is like the road and the sidewalk. So he comes running down from the sidewalk, and he whispers something to Daniel, and Daniel goes running off onto the sidewalk. So me, Devin, and Steven, we all see that this happens, and we go up to Cole and it's like, bro, what's going on? And Cole's like, we gotta get out of here right now. We're like, why? What do you mean? We're like, I'm pretty sure the store is getting robbed. And what? Like, we all couldn't believe it. Like, what do you mean the store is getting robbed? He's like, we just gotta go, come on. And so we run a little further bit down the road, and we're all gathered up together, and Tyler is like, bro, we'll just run back to my house and we'll explain everything there. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. And as we're speed walking there. We're not running, not jogging, just going at a good pace. I noticed that a car is driving down the road at a pretty fast rate. It's like an old beat up red car. And I noticed it and I was like, that's kind of weird. I haven't seen any other cars tonight, but whatever. And so we all go back to Tyler's and we're sitting there and we start asking questions and theorizing everything. So Tyler says, me and Cole and Jacob, we were at the front of the store and we noticed that it was closed, but there were 2 employees inside. And so Tyler and Jacob were like, bro, we'll just do some tricks and like hopefully get their attention and maybe they'll let us in, which isn't the most likely plan, but hey, I gotta admire them for their commitment and their ideas for trying to get into the store. So they start doing like ollies and shit like that. I don't know skateboarding terms. I can barely ride a skateboard. And so they start they're laughing. They're like, hey, what if they're robbing the store? And they start laughing and then they stop laughing and they look at each other and then they look inside the store and they see the 2 guys. They're dressed in all black clothing and they're fiddling around with the registers trying to get it open. And they're like, this isn't normal. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 hours past closing. It was like, why would there be just 2 employees in quotation marks just doing something with the registers this late? So they're like, yeah, no, I don't like this at all. So they start running off. All 3 of them start running down the sidewalk and they're like, oh shit, what about the other guys, the group that I was hanging out with? My man Cole drops his smoothie right on the ground and comes bolting right towards us, trying to warn us about what happened, that the store might be getting robbed or some shit. And so that's what happened. And we're all just sitting there theorizing on what it could be. Is like, oh, maybe it was just 2 employees and they were like going home collecting cash. Maybe it was people robbing it. We don't know. And they were starting, and Tyler and Jacob were like, holy shit, what if they noticed us? Would they have like dragged us inside? Would they have done something to us? I don't know, but it was a pretty terrifying thought. And then I suddenly remember that red car that I saw speeding down the road towards the store, and I was like, what if that had something to do with it? What if that was like their getaway driver or some shit? Unlikely, but this whole situation seemed unlikely, which made it all the more likely. I'm just kidding. That's not how statistics work. And so we're sitting there and we were like, okay, well, we don't know anything for sure. If we hear like a police car or if we hear like a police siren, then maybe we should start, being suspicious. When suddenly I hear it and I go, guys. They all turn to look at me, and then we hear a police siren wailing down the road. And that's when we decide, okay, we're all gonna go inside now. I don't know why we went inside. We were in my buddy's backyard. I don't think anything was gonna happen. Just to be safe, though, we went inside and we started, debating, what do we do? Do we do nothing, or do we call the cops? And my buddy Tyler's like, no, man, we can't do that. The cops here, they're not the greatest. Plus, they would contact all our parents, and our parents would be pissed, and all of that for just a suspicion that something may have happened. And so we all decide that, yeah, that's probably not the best scenario. We'll just move on, and then we'll see what happens. In the next couple of weeks, I keep checking the news for that area, and I don't see anything. I don't see any stories about any robberies at all, not even just of that store, just at all. And so I thought, it probably didn't happen. But then I just keep going back and forth thinking about all the things that I saw, whether it be hearing the cop car and seeing the dudes. It just I don't know, man. It was all really suspicious and one hell of a story. Alright, guys, so that's my story. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please consider giving it a like And please subscribe because that would mean very much to me. But anyways, guys, I will see you